If you are just getting started detoxing your home and you are overwhelmed by all the things that the internet says is toxic, and you're looking for a straightforward, easy, simple into the non-toxic living world, this video is for you. My name is Selena from Wholeness Campaign. I make videos all about healing from chronic illness naturally using food, detoxification, and non-toxic living. So if you feel like that's you or you'd be interested in that, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos like this every week. Today I'm going to share with you my top 5 non-toxic living swaps. For those of you who are just getting started in the non-toxic living world, wondering what do I start with? What's the first 5 things that I'm going to start switching up when it comes to detoxing my home, making my living environment less toxic. Because apparently, according to social media, every single thing is toxic out there. Maybe the things you thought were non-toxic are actually toxic, and it just gets really confusing really fast. So I want to break it down. The first 5 things I would change if I was you, if I was going back to where I was 5 years ago, where pretty much everything I had in my house was conventional, especially considering that this stuff can be expensive. So I want my money to go the furthest with the first changes that I'm going to make. So let's jump in. Number 1 is going to be changing out your cookware to non-toxic cookware. Now, you may have heard about the dangers of Teflon, but I probably would say this is the top most important thing because it comes down to really what you're consuming. Now, I always think that what's going in your body is number 1. Now, what's going on your body is probably number 2, and what's around you, what you're breathing in, what you're touching is probably like the third or like last most important thing. So we're starting with number 1 being what you're consuming, and the cookware really is so important here because it's been found that what you cook with is slightly in your food. So if you're cooking in plastic, you're going to have microplastics or chemicals from the plastic leached into the food. If you're cooking in Teflon, especially if you're using normal like spoons that scratch the Teflon, you most likely are getting microdoses of Teflon. Teflon factories have actually been under a ton of scrutiny in recent years because the Teflon workers are coming down with cancer, and there are a variety of lawsuits going on currently for, I don't know the number, but very large sums of money for people being paid out with terminal cancer diagnosis from just breathing in the Teflon chemicals in the air being in the factories. I heard something on the internet that just overheating a Teflon pan can actually kill a canary. The fumes that are going off from Teflon pans, as well as like the microdoses that you actually are intaking through having toxic pans, are not good. So you want to steer clear from them. The best thing to look out for is any time that something will say non-stick. So you're looking to avoid that. Unfortunately, that does mean that you are losing out on maybe a convenience that you may have been used to, but it is totally worth it in the long run. And actually, if you learn how to use cast iron correctly, it can act like a non-stick type of cookware that replaces Teflon beautifully. I'm going to link in the description box below my cast iron pan. I found out recently there's like really lightweight, super slick, very beautiful cast iron pans that can also go in ovens and all that stuff. So I will link that in the description box below. But if you're just starting out like me and you need a very cheap alternative, I will link my cast iron below that I have. I have actually a whole set of cast iron, but really when it comes to cast iron, you just need one new pan. And I believe you can get that for like $20. It's a very cheap fix and it goes a really long way for your health. So number 2 is going to be cleaning products. And I actually make a whole video about cleaning products that I will have linked up above. Cleaning products are probably the number 1 offender because when you're cleaning everything with it, it goes to that idea of not just what you're breathing in, but also what's on your skin. You end up inadvertently in contact with a lot of these cleaning products, especially if you are washing dishes or cleaning toilets or, just wiping surfaces. All of that's going to be in contact with your skin, and your skin is your body's largest detox organ, your largest organ in general, but it is how your body will choose to detoxify itself. Oftentimes, I mentioned in a recent video that your skin is actually your body's last line of defense. So you really don't want to be letting chemicals touching your skin. That's why cleaning products are number 2 on this list, because you're going to be cleaning every single day and you're going to be in contact with what is probably thousands of different chemicals in your cleaning products. So that is a no-no to bleach. That's a no-no to Clorox and all the common chemical cleaners that are out there. If you're under the idea that a non-toxic alternative is less effective, I do want to challenge you, because the non-toxic alternatives I've found are as effective, if not oftentimes more effective, because they're actually tackling like the root issue, not just covering things up with a like fragrance or fake scent. Anyway, my favorite non-toxic cleaner bleach alternative is going to be Force of Nature. And you guys have heard me probably rave about this so many times, but Force of Nature is really like the best of the best out there in terms of like bleach alternatives. You can use it to clean surfaces. What I like to use it the most in is if laundry is super stinky, I'll run it through Force of Nature. I use it to clean my dishwasher and my laundry machine when it gets kind of like grimy, because it's really good at disinfecting things. And I also use it in the bathroom. So I'll clean toilets with it. I'll clean the shower with it. And my shower is very prone to getting moldy, which is a whole separate story. It essentially probably wasn't built correctly. I use Force of Nature on it very regularly to try to keep that mold at bay, and it is the most effective thing that I have found. If you also want to just replace an all-purpose cleaner, a really good one out there is just to dilute Dr. Bronner's or any kind of concentrate that you can find that's just the pure concentrate with no perfumes and fragrances added in it. That's going to be like, honestly, a really great option, not even second best. Like, I really think that the diluted concentrate is oftentimes like more effective than some of the hyper diluted things that you'll buy in the store that are full of chemicals. So we're checking the ingredient labels here. If you are questioning whether one of your cleaning products has chemicals in it, I would really encourage you to run it through the ewg.org database, the Skin Deep database. They will tell you if the chemicals or the cleaners that you're using are safe for you. And you know what? The cool thing about it is they'll give you like a score and they'll rate how carcinogenic things are or allergen causing things are. And it really gives you a visual for how much harm this is having on your health. Number 3, and kind of along those lines, is laundry detergent. Again, just because this is going to be in contact with your skin all the time because of all the clothes you're wearing. So my top priorities are not going to be to switch out your clothing, to change all of your rugs in the house to non-toxic rugs, to change out your mattress and the curtains and all that stuff. Really, I'm looking at what am I cleaning these things with, because even though the materials may not be perfect, we're starting from the beginning here, and we're going to make sure that what you're actually cleaning the things with, what's readily available on the fabrics that are against your skin 24/7, are safe and non-toxic. We personally buy a huge powdered laundry detergent mix from Azure Standard, which I will have linked in the description box below if you're interested. They make it very affordable. I kid you not, I think it took me 2 years to go through the entire thing of it. And so as much as it might be a little bit of a bulk upfront cost, it literally took 2 years. A lot of the laundry detergents you'll find that are very chemical ridden actually are kind of expensive if you dish out like the cost per load. And this, like, you use a tablespoon of it and it's very effective. It works really well. Laundry detergent is key here because, again, like if you're using it on your sheets, you're going to be breathing in Tide and toxins all night long as you sleep. So let me give you a little caveat here. You may need to actually adjust your idea of what clean smells like. Clean for you may have in the past been something that smells super strong of chemicals. You may have actually associated clean and chemicals together. And I want to encourage you that what we've been sold is really not the truth, and it's not helping or serving anybody out there. And so you're going to need to like take a step back and be like, what does clean actually smell like? Because for this to not feel like a grueling process, you're going to need to start to think of the outdoors and almost nothing like this, like for something to smell like nothing to actually be the cleanest. Like, you don't want it to smell bad, but you don't want it to smell like these really strong chemicals, because that is also a variation of bad. So that would be number 3. And number 4 is going to be air fresheners. This is like the first thing I would just tell you to get rid of it. Some of the other things you could just like replace as you go and like do your best and slowly like ease things into your life. When it comes to air fresheners, they really aren't necessary. And like I said, you're going to need to change your concept of what clean is. And so that's probably going to mean that you are going to just have to throw some things away. There's some things that you just don't want in your house, like, you know, Glade Febreze plugins, or like, you know, bathroom sprays, or things that diffuse toxic chemicals all the time. That stuff, A, ends up on your skin, and B, is going to be breathed in all the time. What's crazy about it is air purifiers will actually, like, if they are sensitive to smells, they will actually be set off by things like air fresheners, because it's sensing the vapors in the air and it's sensing the VOCs. So again, we're trying to avoid volatile organic compounds, which are very harmful to your health. They're in a lot of different cleaning products, personal care products, and especially air fresheners. So find some alternatives, but this would be the thing that I just say, toss it. Just toss it. Toss it with your Teflon pan and just be done. If you do have the budget to come up with some alternatives, my best options are going to be actually just buying an air purifier. Air purifiers are a great alternative because it actually helps to not just mask the smell of a space. If it smells musty and moldy, go take a look at my mold series. But if it smells musty and moldy, you don't really want to be just masking it with scent. You want to actually be eliminating the root cause of the odors in the air, which is going to be the bacteria and mold causing the stink in the first place. Air purifiers really help a home to start to smell more neutral, which again, that's what we're coming to, this place of neutral is clean. Nothing is clean. Plants are also a cheaper alternative to do this. And if you want kind of a smell in the air, I would encourage you to buy an essential oil diffuser and start to diffuse essential oils throughout your home. You could even just put some spices in a pot on the stove and you'd be surprised how far that would go, smelling up your house and replacing those kind of fake, sterile chemical smells. And number 5, this one's going to be controversial, but is going to be toothpaste, because most toothpaste on the market has fluoride in it. Most toothpaste also has like a host of other toxic chemicals like sodium lauryl sulfate and just a lot of crap. I actually made a whole video on toothpaste, things to look out for, and what a really healthy non-toxic alternative would be if you're looking to make your own toothpaste, which I do because I literally just do not trust almost anything on the market right now. There are some non-toxic alternatives out there. None of them I have found don't have glycerin in them, and glycerin's not terrible, but I have found in my research that it doesn't help in the remineralization process of your teeth. So anyway, you don't want chemicals in your mouth. This goes to my first point, but anything that's in your mouth, even though you might be spitting it out afterwards, is going to be slightly absorbed. And so you're going to be microdosing yourself in whatever's in that toothpaste. A lot of toothpastes have dyes. A lot of toothpastes have cleaning agents that are super toxic and known to be carcinogenic. Because that's going in your mouth, that is going to be one of my top 5 first swaps. If you're just getting started, change out your toothpaste. I'm going to be honest with you. You could just use coconut oil if you don't want to use anything else. Need a budget-friendly swap? Coconut oil works. And no dentist in the world is going to tell you that. But it really does work because the remineralization actually happens from within. It comes from supporting and nourishing your body and giving your body the right mineral composition that it needs. It's not the bacteria on your teeth that's entirely the cause of cavities. Maybe it is like slightly, but do your own research. But fluoride has been linked to a variety of different autoimmune conditions, health conditions that are chronic and long-term, and despite what people think, does add up when you're drinking it in your water and you're microdosing yourself in it morning and night. So if you are just getting started in the non-toxic living space, I hope this video was helpful. I really wanted to provide a stress-free video because most videos out there are just warning and they're not really giving tons of alternatives, really not trying to be another voice in your life that's causing more stress, just telling you all the other things that are toxic. I want to give you some action items here and the best tips for getting started. So hopefully this video is helpful. If there's something else that you would add to this list, please comment it below. I'd be interested to hear what you think is the most toxic thing that needs to be swapped out first. And if you got any value out of this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's my passion to walk alongside people as they heal and grow. It inspires me and hopefully brings encouragement to you. Thanks for watching.